Let's continue our journey into data analytics. We were discussing about the types of data. The data, as discussed earlier, can be a qualitative or categorical data, or it can be a quantitative or numeric data. Qualitative data may further be classified as nominal or ordinal. The qualitative data are basically text-oriented type of data, whereas quantitative are numeric data. In the qualitative data, there are some attributes which position do not matter. So like the gender, so whether it is male written first or female written first doesn't matter. So gender comes under nominal, and the property of qualitative is they are usually text based. Sometimes symbolically numbers are used, but these numbers are only used for mapping, don't have any numerical meaning to this. If the position of the data doesn't matter, then such data is a numerical one. If the position of data matters, then definitely it's a ordinal data. If you're talking about quality of the data, qualitative data, like the rank. So there are first rank, second rank, third rank, and so on. So definitely first rank is the one who has scored highest marks. Second rank is one who has scored second highest marks. Third rank is the one who has got third rank, third highest marks. The difference between first rank student marks and second rank student marks is not same as the distance between second rank student and third rank student. So they can't be equated in that sense. Therefore, this addition subtraction have no meaning here. So it's only the value matters. 1, 2, 3 means 1 is highest, 3 is lowest, and so that's ordinal. On the other side, quantitative, which is numerical. So this numerical data may have some finite set of numbers which can be used for our applications, and these numbers are in real sense numbers, so they can be used for any arithmetic operation like addition, subtraction, and so on. So that's a discrete. So here we have a discrete set of data, then it becomes a discrete. And if you can't put in a discrete number of items, then it becomes a continuous data. Under continuous, we have two things, interval and the ratio. So interval, so when you say interval, so first thing is the basic property of quantitative is they are measurable. And this, if you say finite set, this can be an infinite set. So here after 10 we may get 11, but here after 10 it may be 10.1, or even it may be 10.01, or it may be 10.001, and so on. So there is no limit for this. So therefore it's almost infinite set. So this infinite set is further divided into two types, interval and ratio. So interval, the data is measurable, the data is ordered. That means the one which occurs first, which occurs next, or the one which is smaller, which is bigger. Yes, we can have that comparison. And there is no meaning of 0 in this case. So that means positive numbers, negative numbers, both are allowed in the interval, and multiplication, division are not allowed. Whereas this is measurable, the things are ordered, and 0 does have a meaning, and multiplication, division also have meaning, and they are also possible. So the example for interval, you can say 10 p.m. and another one is 5 p.m. Yeah, these are intervals because they are measurable, they are ordered. That means 5 p.m. will come before 10 p.m. and there is no concept of 0 here, and multiplication, division are not possible. So you can't say that 10 p.m. is 2 times 5 p.m. So that makes no sense. So 10 p.m. is 2 times 5 p.m. has no meaning. But coming to the ratio side, they are measurable, they are ordered, 0 has a meaning, and division, multiplication are also possible. Example maybe age. So age is measurable. So you can say one fellow is of lower age, other fellow is higher age. So they are ordered. And at the time of born, the age of a child is 0, and then it keeps growing only one side. So there is no concept of negative age here. And we might have heard the riddles like at one stage, Mr. A is 4 times that of age of B. After 2 years, Mr. A's age will be so much of so many times of B. Then what is age of A and B? All such things. That means we are able to say that age of one person is some number times age of other person. So age is multiply, division, all that. So age becomes this. Okay, so data can be presented in numbers, but the numbers don't have any arithmetic meaning, then it is qualitative. It has got any arithmetic meaning, then it is quantitative. So without any arithmetic meaning and the order in which they are put doesn't matter, then it is nominal. Order in which they are put matters, then it is ordinal. And if there are finite number of set in the numbers we are using, then it is a discrete type of data. And if there are infinite number possibilities, then we are working with continuous. Under continuous, if it is having no concept of 0 and only addition, subtraction possible, to division, multiplication are not allowed, such thing is an interval. So time is an interval, and like that. Temperature is another interval. So ratio is another type of continuous domain data wherein it is measurable, they are ordered. The concept of 0 comes here. That means there is no meaning for negative. The distance. So from one place to another place, if the distance is 100, then the reverse distance also will be 100. It cannot be called minus 100. So let's see some examples and try to put it. So the data, it may be serial number. So what do you think serial number data may be? Does it represent any meaningful? Yeah, it is a number. So numeric value. Will it make any arithmetic sense? So can we add a serial number of 2 rows and create one more? No, of course not. Therefore, it is not arithmetic, so cannot be quantitative, has to be qualitative. Then qualitative. So there is qualitative, there are two types, nominal, ordinal. Ordinal means the order in which they are presented matters. Nominal means in whatever order you write doesn't matter. So serial number, does it matter whether they are put in order or not order? Of course, serial number 1 always comes first, serial number 2 always comes next, and so on. So there is an order. It is not arithmetic having any arithmetic meaning, though it is a number. So it is a qualitative and the order matters. Therefore, it is an ordinal. Okay, name. So usually we have seen the column name. Usually it is arranged in alphabetical order for our convenience. So first thing is name. Can we measure name? Of course not. It's nothing measurable. Therefore, it is not quantitative. It has to be qualitative. So under qualitative, it is nominal, ordinal. Ordinal means the order in which the values are put matters. So is it necessary that always things should be in alphabetical order? Of course not. It can be of any order as long as the other information is attached to it correctly, there won't be any problem. So for example, when you begin the whole table, so it may be the name column may be used such that it's arranged in alphabetical order. So it looks like alphabetical order, so it looks like ordinal data. Now using this data, I can create another table wherein the total marks column can be used to update the table such that the row with the highest total marks come on the first, the second highest comes second, third highest, the row with the third highest total marks will be in the third row, and so on. So when you arrange that, when you sort according to the final marks, then of course serial number also changes. The names also will move up and down, so they will no longer be in order. So that means not necessary that they should be always ordered, so it can be a nominal one. Okay, what else? Address. So if we say address is say 10 minus 4 oblique 2, so if you just give it to the computer may say 10 minus 4 is 6, 6 by 2 is 3. So nothing to do with that. So it's some symbolic presentation of your house number. So it has to be put in this form. So that's a string. And which house number should be written first, which house number should be written next. So there is nothing like that. So that's going to be nominal. Okay, name of the city. Of course, it is nominal. Then say pin code. So pin code again is a 6-digit number which represents the area, which maps to some particular area, and definitely it's, though it is put in terms of numbers, it is not arithmetically meaningful. and hence it is not quantitative, it is qualitative. And the pin code, whichever pin code you write first, whichever pin code you write next, doesn't matter. Therefore, it is not ordinal, it is nominal. Okay, then phone number, of course, it is nominal. Then marks obtained in any subject. So the marks obtained, usually it's a one which can be measured, and therefore it has to be in the last three columns somewhere. First two columns are ruled out. So first two columns are for qualitative, second three columns are for the quantitative. Marks is a quantitative, therefore think of discrete, interval, or ratio. So usually marks are represented or so it depends on how do you award the marks. But if it is considered only the final version which is available on the mark sheet, then it appears to be a discrete. So it starts from 0, ends up to 100. So there are totally 101 elements in the list, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there is no chance of 3.1415. Of course, it is pi value. No such thing is not allowed in the marks. So it has to be some, maybe some discrete. In some cases, what usually we do is while evaluating the total, the answers, if they are not fully satisfactory, then fraction of the marks will be allotted to that question. So because of that, the total marks we get for any subject may not be fully integral. It may be some fraction, but it's not allowed to write fraction, so it is rounded to the nearest integer, so it can actually be a continuous one, but looking like discrete. Say if it is continuous one, then will it be integral, interval, or ratio? So if one fellow has scored 40 marks, other fellow has scored 80 marks, then of course we can say that the first fellow has scored 40 marks less than the second person. Yes, positive, negative, addition, subtraction are allowed. And also you can say that the second person has scored twice that of the first person, that is multiplication, division are also allowed. Therefore, it happens to be a ratio, not an interval. Okay, then you can say attendance. If you say attendance, then you are talking about numeric, how much attendance, how many classes were attended. So in that case, the number of classes attended, if you're talking in terms of percentile, then definitely it's going to be a continuous one. So it has to be in the last any of the two columns, interval or ratio. Now the issue is one person has attended 40% of class, other person has attended 80% of class. So is it valid statement that first person has attended half number of classes as the second one has attended? Yes, of course, we have that. So therefore, it's supposed to be a ratio, not a discrete one. What next? So according to ratio, you allowed to write exam or not? So allowed. So the values you can write is yes or no, plus 1 or 0. So it is symbolic. It is a binary, symbolic, and there is no order that 1 should be written after 0 or 0 should be written after 1. Therefore, it is a nominal one. Then we have awarding the grades. The grades are A plus plus, A plus, A minus, B plus plus, and all that. So here it's not numeric, it is symbolic. Therefore, it is qualitatively said. But A plus plus has performed better than one who got A plus, or A plus plus has performed better than the one who has got a grade of B and all that. So that means how much is the difference doesn't matter, but there is difference. So A plus plus is higher than A plus plus is higher than B plus and all that. So there is order in that. So it speaks of quality. It cannot be measured. It's only qualitative, but it is an ordinal type of data. So that's a beginning. So what I suggest is whatever SQL tables you worked with, whatever data you are looking at it, whatever comes across you, and if you find that it can be a data, then try to find the attributes of that and try to model to which of these 5 categories your attribute falls into. Is it nominal? Is it ordinal? Is it discrete? Is it interval? Is it ratio? It can be any of these 5. So just keep expanding this table as and when you get new and new attributes of various tables you work with in your past database classes, database practicals, practice sessions, and all that. Anytime you come across with anything, then just try to look data in that situation and then try to classify whether data is continuous or discrete, if it is numeric or qualitative, quantitative. So first thing, any data you get, so just trying to find out whether it is qualitative or quantitative. If it is qualitative, find out whether it is nominal or ordinal. If it is quantitative, then find out whether it is discrete or continuous. If it is continuous, then find out finally whether it is belongs to interval type of continuous data or ratio type of continuous data. So keep filling this table as with as many attributes as possible, so that this concept becomes more and more stronger, more and more clear. That will help you in proceeding further, because the next issues whatever we do depends on the data type we are working with. So there are different processes for nominal data, different process for ordinal data, different process for discrete data. There are different process for interval data. There are different process for ratio data. So for every of these 5 categories, the procedures are different. So before entering into working with the data, so first make sure which type of data you are working with, and then try to apply appropriate methods for continuing our analysis. So as of now, that's it about the data types and all. So please keep looking around and try to search the data, and once you get a data, put that into this table as a next row, and then try to think and see to which of the 5 categories it really belongs to. So think in terms of all this what we discussed. Is it measurable or not? Measurable, quantitative, not measurable, qualitative. If it is qualitative, then the order is important, then it is ordinal. The order is not important, then it is nominal. If it is quantitative and you are talking of a finite set of numbers which the attribute can take, then you are talking about discrete data. Otherwise, you are talking of continuous data. Continuous data is one which is measurable, it is ordered, 0 has a meaning or not, addition, subtraction possible, but multiplication, division possible or not, we have to see. So that's where it gets divided into two more, interval and ratio. Interval, 0 has no meaning, positive, negative, both values are there. So like temperature, so it can be plus 20 degree centigrade or minus 20 degree centigrade. So because there is nothing like absolute 0 in our case. And definitely uh, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division are not allowed in this case. So you cannot say that 20 degrees centigrade of one room, 40 degrees centigrade of another room. If the wall between the two rooms is removed, then the temperature in the big room becomes 60 degree or any other thing. No, nothing like that. So you can't even say that the temperature in one room is 40 degree, temperature in another room is 60 degree. Then you can say that second degree one is 20 degree higher than, but you cannot say that second one is 1.5 times the first one. So there is nothing like multiplication at all. So if 0 has a meaning like distance, and if you walk 10 kilometer and then walk another 10 kilometer, then you can claim that after two rounds you are twice the distance away from first round. So first round you are 10 kilometers away, second time you are 20 kilometers away. So you can say that you are two times away from where the first point is and all that. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, all are available. So using all this information, just keep on filling your tables and see how accurately you can identify which of the five categories data is. Once this concept is clear, the next process becomes very, very simple. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching.